What's good, YouTube? Another quick hitter, free agency again. Mario Hezonja will sign a 1 year, $6.5 million deal to try out the New York Knicks. I won't tell you the good and the bad about this deal. The bad is you give a roster space to Mario Hezonja, a guy that has a lot of potential, a guy that people thought would be a superstar, a guy that was a fifth overall pick that might not have fit Orlando. They didn't get the best out of him. They didn't use him that much, and when they did, he showed that he can play, and he's an NBA player. That's the bad. The good is you get a chance to try him out for a year for $6.5 million. Same thing they did with Moutier. The part that's better is you trying out a fifth overall pick for $6.5 million, but you didn't have to trade a first or a second round pick for him. You just use your cap space that you didn't really have to give. You didn't have it to give to anybody. Um, I like this pickup for them because I think Hazonia can play. I seen him at Summer League. He can shoot. He's a little overconfident. He became more slower and more smarter. I think he's just starting to grow. He didn't get really that many minutes anyway in Orlando, so I think he had to figure it out as he started getting more minutes this last season. One thing I definitely say is I like this is a low risk, high reward move for the Knicks. Like I said, worst case scenario, he walks and you really didn't pay him anything. You have to give a roster space to somebody. Um, the guy has potential. The guy has shown star potential, and he was a fifth overall pick for a reason. And he was a highly touted draft pick too. So a lot of people seen what he can become in him. He's going to go to a team like the Knicks. It's going to have pressure. They just got Kevin Knox, a guy that can play the same position but still development. Like I said, even with the Moutier trade, you don't really know these players. You have to get to know them, and the best way to get to know them is get them on your roster. You can see their work ethic. You can see how much they want it. You can see how much work they put in. You can see the potential in scrimmage. You can see the potential in summer camp, preseason, and summer league. And you can see if this is a guy you want long term, especially for his age. And if you see it, you give him a bigger contract next year. You can offer him more years because he played 1 year with you. If they decide to keep him for a whole year, they can offer him the 5 years. Even worst case scenario, you see the potential, and then you can give him a longer deal if you really like what you see. And if you don't, you just let him walk and go somewhere else, and you just get your cap space back next year. So this is a low risk move. 1 year, 6 million. You're not really spending that much money. Not really going to hurt you trying them out. You want to see if you can get a superstar either through free agency or a draft. Best way to do it is either draft a top prospect or try to find players that can potentially be a star. And you have to find it. I mean, you have to try these players out to see if they can do it. And that's what they're going to do. Even with Moutier, they tried it with Trey Burke. Obviously, they tried it with a couple other guys. Um, and now they're going to try it with Hazonia. At the end of the day, it's a solid pickup. Nothing much really to say. Hazonia hasn't really got that much playing time. We haven't seen enough of him. We don't really know what he can do. We don't know how great he is. We don't know if he was putting up empty numbers. We don't know if he can play off the ball. We don't know if he can really create his own shot consistently. These are all question marks that we had for him coming into the NBA, and he really hasn't answered any of them. But he did show signs that he can play in the NBA. He did show signs that he can be a team player. And at the end of the day, I like that. But the Knicks are just going to try him out this year and see what they can get out of him. They tried with Knox, so they got him. If it don't work out, they still got Knox for 3 to 4 years on the rookie scale contract that can take that spot. If not, you got a guy that can play the 3 or the 4 or the 2, mainly the 2 or the 3, and you can play him in Knox, and you can bring Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench. They're more taller, more lankier, more athletic. And at the end of the day, that's good. You can have as much talent as you want. Why not try him? But I just take this as a pick up that let's see let's see how he is. Let's see what he got. Let's try him out. And worst come to worst, we just let him walk next season. Best case scenario, he shows potential and we can sign him to a longer deal than anybody else. And even if we don't want him for 5 years, we can offer him the 5 years if we choose. But that entices him to stay, and they're not going to spend that much cap space on him unless he has a superstar franchise changing season, which I don't really see happening considering that they got a lot of wings on this team And they have Kevin Knox, who they just drafted, which we don't know if he's going to play the 3 or the 4 because he haven't even played in the game either. And he has superstar potential if he wants it and put the work in. So let me know what you guys think. Some people was high on Hezonja. A lot of people want me to talk about Hezonja. He's a guy that's underachieving. He's a guy that the Orlando Magic didn't even want. And he's a guy that still has the age and still has the body and still has the size. He has everything in the world. He just got to put it all together. And if he's able to do that, he probably can find a home and become a star, or he can be a journeyman around the league, or he can be overseas in the next 3 to 4 years. Is how he wants it, is how much work he put in. And at the end of the day, if he can be able to do those things, he has the talent. He just got to put the work ethic with it. And that's all I got to say. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Like on Facebook to show support. I'm not really asking for much other than that. And let me know if you think this is a good pickup for the Knicks. Or do you think it's stupid? Or do you think you're happy because you might get a star? Do you think that he might not stay anyway? Do you think, hey, we have cap space, we have the room, let's try him out and take a swing at him? I think more like that. So we don't really know what's going to happen until the season start. So let's see how good Hezonja really is. He has a chance to prove himself. He's getting another opportunity. He's getting a coach that knows how to coach in David Fizdale. And at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. I'm going.